just how to drive a motorhome.
I was just about to say that's a bit of a challenging place to go with a motorhome, isn't it?
Enjoy your bike ride.
Yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, what is he?
Aerosol.
Oh wow, fantastic bird.
Comes to work with me every day.
Oh really? Synopsis of the hotel.
Oh, okay, yeah. Are you ready?
What rating to start with?
Well, the rating on the hotel falls into two halves. Bar, outstanding, and the accommodation. Oh my god. I mean, this beggars belief. The prison bed reminds me of that bed that Dean got us in France somewhere. Something out of a cell block. But overall, food was great, beer was good, and I have to say, had a good time. So, life on the road.
I don't know if it's me or whether it was the actual toilet that I was sitting on. I thought it was going to collapse at one point.
Well, the toilet had a strange design. It had a rake, very, very short rake. So,
did you get your sea view?
I did get my sea view.
Did your windows open?
My windows couldn't open.
They've been stuck since about 1893.
In the event of a fire, everyone dies. But hey, it's all part of life on the road.
Absolutely. So what are we doing today now, Cheers?
We're heading for the rain today.
Yeah.
It's going to rain. We were going to stay here for the morning and then just blast it for 2 hours. But we're here to ride, so we've got up early and we're going to ride until it rains.
And what did you think of the Simon Weir route yesterday?
Very good. First half a bit boring, second half fabulous.
Yeah.
Sweepies. It's what motorcycling was made for.
Excellent. It's a good day, Cheers.
Thank you.
So it is 8:25. We'd actually booked for breakfast in that hotel, but given the weather forecast, we are heading off a little bit earlier to try and beat the weather, because it looks like we've got a series of storms and rain coming in. How heavy we don't know, but maybe we'll break this little bit of a heat wave we've been having. Today we end up in Penrith, so we'll follow the route until the point we decide that perhaps we should be going direct to our accommodation in Penrith. We're just picking up the coast road here. 17 degrees, so it's certainly cooler than yesterday. There's a little bit of wind about. Actually very pleasant. The hotel was entertaining last night, as Chiz said. The actual reception area looks like a building site. If you check the hotel pictures out on booking.com, there, I guess that's what it must be like on Tinder when somebody rocks up and nothing like they look in the pictures. Oh dear, very funny. As Chiz said, it's all part of the journey. It would be lovely if it stayed like this all day long, but forecasts are not saying that. So we're across the moors now. Significant wind. I'm guessing that's coming through on the mic, which I apologise for, but I thought it was worthwhile whacking the camera on to get a few of these views, which are a bit special. road here, which is clearly popular with bikers. Noticed the start of the route was 45 motorcycle injuries over the last 5 years. Let's see why. There's people would get maybe a little bit enthusiastic, too enthusiastic maybe. Sweeping road, sweeping bends I should say, undulating, a little bit bouncy in parts, few adverse cameras, so I could see why it would catch people out. And it does draw you in perhaps to go faster than you should. Again, beautiful scenery. In a wonderful part of the world. It's a fantastic ride. I mean, just here in Helmsley. Trying to find a little cafe somewhere. Oh, fantastic little square. I think I've been here before. So we just stopped at a place called Helmsley, which as soon as I got here I realised, yep, I've been here before. Not on the bike. And had a super little breakfast at La Trattoria, I think it was. It was called. Very pleasant. Great service, good quality food, very nice. As expected, we now have rain. Not much at the moment, just a few drops, but enough to get the old waterproofs on. We've done about 70 odd miles before we had to put the waterproofs on. Okie doke, see how much intensity this rain comes down with.
Good. Great venue last night.
Foundry 34 in Penrith. And what do you reckon? Yeah, good.
Really good. Yeah, nice rooms, much better than last night.
100, I think it was 100 quid. Not including breakfast. We're going to have breakfast on the way. It is now what? I'm late again.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock-ish. And today, well, yesterday, what do we think of the, well, what happened yesterday, Chizuiz? What happened?
It was expected to be raining all day yesterday.
Yep.
But we managed to get up bright and early, and the route kept us on the coast for about 100 miles, so we actually missed the rain in the morning, and then in the evening it was raining, and in the afternoon it was absolutely
Chucking it down, yeah, which we,
really
yeah,
bad.
which was not ideal. But anyway, we're nice and dry for today. Hopefully the weather keeps okay. It's about, what, 14 degrees at the moment, something like that?
It's 14 degrees.
14
yeah.
degrees. And we're going to do the lakes, including the Hardknott Pass and a couple of other passes. So it's going to be an interesting day. Interesting day.
Big day, 254 miles, 6 hours riding at least.
We might end up doing a Route 1, might we?
No.
We won't do it. Hawes, that's where we're going to end up in, H-A-W-E-S. So stick around, stay tuned. Good morning, good morning. So we now leave in Penrith on our lakes tour. A long one today. As we said in that little review, Foundry 34, very nice accommodation. The only thing I would say, depending on what room you get, Chiz and I got one close to the delivery yard. It wasn't actually an issue for us because we planned on being up a little bit earlier, but about 7 o'clock the bin man came, and also a couple of deliveries, you know, doing the reverse beep beep beep, so be aware of that should you choose to stay. But the rooms are very good. Didn't actually eat or drink there, but it has got good reviews, and yeah, they did breakfast as well. We've missed out on breakfast. We're doing the same thing as we did yesterday. Get something on the run, just to get out and about really. It is what, 16 degrees actually. There's been a few spots of rain in the air, but hopefully that staves off. There's no record of rain today, so fingers crossed, certainly after yesterday anyway.
Last night we had a little look on TripAdvisor, and I think it's called Dockyard Hall or something. Pub built in 1719. Just flash a picture up here of our first pint of Moretti. I think it was Moretti we had. We had a few of them. What a fantastic little pub. Service was excellent. We ate there in the end. So we just basically went in the pub, stayed there all night. Service good, food was excellent, beer was good, and yeah, we put the world to rights. So a classic cheers Benno, Dino normally trip, and now on what I think might be the most favourite route today, but we shall see. Hardknott Pass coming up, and I think Rhinos Pass we're doing. See if we get into any trouble. Hopefully not. I've heard a lot about Hardknott Pass. Never done it. Don't think Chiz has either. So we'll see what it's got to bring. So stick around, stay tuned, and catch you later. So we're here on Coldbeck Common. Plenty of sheep knocking around. A few cows. Cows have not been used to motorcycles before by the look of it. So it's going to be another good route from Simon Weir today. We are 8:49, about 20 miles I think, something like that. Just coming into Cockermouth. The route so far has been sort of plenty of little B roads, little villages, very different to what we've done so far, which have been more open roads. Good mix of route, and we're now trying to find a little coffee breakfast stop. Well, the rain that we had yesterday has certainly cleared the air, but in parts the roads are very damp. I certainly needed it, that weather. Windlatter. Stunning view. Sometimes you just don't realise the beauty of what we've got in the UK. There he is, I caught him up. I didn't lose him, unfortunately. Thought I might have lost you for the day. I thought you'd pissed off and I'd lost you for the day. But I was thinking, I think it'd be quite nice to have a time on my own.
A contingency. So in that eventuality we lose each other, what happens next?
Nothing. That's another bit of an impressive scenery. Wow. Get me on them falls. Those falls? Yeah?
Hey, get me.
You wouldn't get me up there.
Not up there, no.
No, back on them falls. Have you seen what them walking towards the falls?
Yeah. That's beautiful, man.
I've been to the lakes before, but never done these passes or anything like that. Yeah? It's incredible, isn't it? So this is now the Honister Pass. Looks like the B5289. But from memory, this is, well, not memory in terms of being here, because I haven't, but from the pictures I've seen, looks very impressive. Keswick. It's gone through Borrowdale. Keswick, very popular town in the Lake District. Been here on holidays before as a kid. Grown a bit since then by the looks of it. Through Ambleside, another pretty little place. Not a million miles away from here is a vintage or classic combination really of car museum, car and motorcycle museum, and it's Coniston's that triggered it for me, because Lake Coniston was the Bluebird speed record, and they've got a replica of the Bluebird there, which is unbelievable thing to see, along with an amazing amount of cars and stuff. If that floats your boat. Very easy to Google, can't remember the name of it, but it's in the area and well worth seeing, that's your thing. So just had a little warning sign for the Rhinos and Hardknott passes. God knows what's going on here.
I think it's somebody who doesn't know how to drive a motorhome.
I was just about to say that's a bit of a challenging place to go with a motorhome, isn't it?
Enjoy your bike ride.
Yeah, Q.
Following sat nav.
Oh yeah, what is he?
Aerosol.
Oh wow, fantastic bird.
Comes to work with me every day.
Oh really? Cheers. That was entertaining. I don't know how that camper van's going to get back down. I'm guessing all those Land Rovers and what, I'm going to have to reverse. I bet they'll be happy. Following sat nav apparently. Bit of wild camping. Very pleasant. Land Rover territory this, isn't it? Wow, look at that. Take that in for a view. That is special, isn't it? Brown. There's a brown sheep. Alright, mate. Definitely brown, that one. Grey. Black. Okay, so that was the Rhinos Pass, and this is now the Hardknott Pass. Let's see how challenging this is. I guess it's a lot of it all to do with the road surface. I've heard it's not that good. Okay. Yeah. See why it's a challenge. If you are inexperienced, you do not want to be coming up here. Yeah, you've got to have your wits about you around here, that's for sure. And I'm pleased I'm on an adventure bike, that's for sure. I really wouldn't want to be seeing anything coming the other way either. Road surface, questionable. And I'm hoping that we're going to be rewarded with what can only be a magnificent view again. Look at that, that's just incredible. Blessed with the weather, of course. Want to do that in the wet. Yeah, done a lot in the Alps, but my God, that's probably the most difficult pass I've ever done. Let's see what Chiz says. What do you reckon?
That's the most challenging bit of motorcycling I've ever done.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. We've already done 4 or 5 turns that more than I was expecting. Still dropping down. We've been on this road now for the past 2 or 3 miles, I suppose, and to say it's Nadgery, a bit of an understatement really. It's okay, but I don't want to do this for a long period of time, but say overall the route so far has been absolutely fantastic, breathtaking, some of the scenery. Right, well, after the Hardknott pass we had a little sandwich at the bottom of that, which was a place, very nice place called the Woolpack Inn. And from then we needed to find fuel, which we did. It was a bit of a diversion. Back on the road, and what we realised was, according to the Kalamoto route, or the route, the Simon Weir route via Kalamoto, we've got 150 miles to go, which would have got us in about 8 o'clock. So the call of an ice cold beer meant that we've bidden that and gone a Google route, which is still a bit twisty, still a bit nice little route, and that is now down to about 6 miles. It'll be down to 71 miles, and that will get us in around 6 o'clock, which should be fine. Should be ideal actually. Undoubtedly, the lakes as a route is fantastic, and it would have been nice to finish it off, but it is quite a taxing one, given the different Najary roads you've got to deal with. So it was about 250. Feels just a wee bit long to me. So if you are planning to do that, I would knock about 50-60 miles off that in the planning stage, just to give yourself a bit of a chance, really, being able to deal with it effectively. Just concentrating on that. It's fine. Whilst we're sort of plodding along now, I thought it'd be quite useful to, as I mentioned at the start of our trip, I would sort of update you on where else we got in stick or twist. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you've seen a video of, well, it was back in November, and we're now in July, so it was November last year, I think it was, where I test rode the new 1300 GSA. There's a video on there that's had quite a few views, and I really like the bike, there's no question about it. They hadn't got ASA on it at that time. Well, they had to be fair, they just bought it out, but they hadn't got one to test ride at the time. Test rode the bike, loved it, absolutely loved the bike, but the cost to change was just too much, to be honest. I couldn't justify it. Put it up on YouTube and got views, and I don't know, probably 70% of people said we should stick. About 30%, I'm just sort of guessing at that, 30%, had a lot of interest, a lot of people commented, for which I thank you for. 30% of people were saying, yeah, YOLO and all that jazz, and fantastic bike, should go for it. Well, needless to say, I stuck. Peter in front, as you'll see him, and there's a video where we went around Wales and he gave his views on his 1300 GSA ASA, which is now up to about 8,000 miles on it now, in about 3 or 4 months. Amazing, really. He absolutely loves the bike, but he's just saying it's a magnificent machine. So, you know, logic says, well, if I did twist, it would be to a 1300 GSA. However, I've been given other consideration. I'm hopefully going to Tuscany later in the year, and lovely wife will be with me, albeit I will probably pick her up in France. She'll fly to France, pick her up in Beauvais, then we're down to Tuscany, and then she's going to fly back from either Milan or Pisa. But join me along the way through France and Italy to a villa that we'll hire in Tuscany. It all ties in, really, I suppose. If anybody that knows me in the past, and in fact I alluded to in the stick or twist video, it's so unusual for me to, you know, procrastinate on any of this stuff. I would have, you know, historically I'd have done the deal straight away for that 1300 GSA. But when you're retired and, you know, income streams are a little bit different, you do give things a bit more consideration. But also, as I've mentioned earlier in this video, I've had this issue with the corrosion situation on the GSA, to the extent that, you know, when I did talk about trading with my current dealership to an alternative bike, they said, well, they wouldn't take it with the corrosion, which I thought was quite amusing. I've looked at a BMW 1250 RT, test rode that. They gave me a reasonable price actually, but I just didn't fall in love with the RT. It got active cruise on it, which I loved, but I didn't like the slightly more cramped leg position. Anybody that knows me, I have a bit of a back and leg issue, which is what prompted me to think about, you know, the 1250 GSA. And should I be thinking of something different? So then I moved to, well, I did inquiries about the Triumph Tiger 950 GT, 900 GT Pro. Then looked at Multistrada V2S, the new one that's out now. The only thing that turns me off those is, you know, is the performance damped with the 2-up? Told yes, but is that a big issue? Don't know. And then you've got, was it Ducati? I don't know if it's belt or chain, I don't know, but certainly on the Triumph is chain drive. I'm not fancy that after having so many GSs, GSAs. So used to. Just bear with. Yeah. So used to shaft drive. Fancy the idea of going back to chain, really. Albeit they're saying that the modern chains are far easier in terms of maintenance, etc. And that led me to a different alternative, which is, you know, a bit surprising, I suppose, given everything I've said about downsizing, and that is a Goldwing. The latest Goldwing is supposed to be an absolutely awesome machine. I've been and sat on one, I've not ridden one, and I'd be looking at a Goldwing DCT, probably tour, and then hopefully get Mrs. B out more on the bike. She actually enjoys coming on the bike. I just have difficulty with getting a pillion on and off the GSA, which would be a lot easier with a Goldwing. I mean, this is planted low down, the Goldwing is lower still, and the weight is so low down on that. And of course it's got reverse gear. Without doubt it's one hell of a big machine. But what am I now, 66, coming up 67? Is it the right time for a Goldwing? So, there you go, that's where I'm at, and I don't know where I'm going. What I am doing is waiting on the parts to come in to fix my engine casing and corrosion claim. When that's done, I'm in a much better position in terms of being able to sell the bike. I've been much more comfortable selling the bike with the engine casings all sorted. So if you've got this far with me blabbering on and the video so far of this trip, any thoughts that you've got, you know, lighter bike, Goldwing, BMW 1250 RT, 1300 GSA, ASA or manual, or Ducati Multistrada V2S, Triumph Tiger 900 GT Pro, any of those or anything else? So you got anything you'd like to say? Should I stick or should I twist? When I booked this I thought we were in Hawes. I realised it was a little bit outside, but looks like we're going to be pretty remote, which hopefully it'll be okay. It looked okay anyway, got good reviews. The Street Head Inn, give a score. And the one thing that's been bugging me when I mentioned about the Bluebird getting the speed record on water, it was Donald Campbell. It finally came to me, Donald Campbell. Of course he was killed. I still remember seeing it on the television when his boat flipped. Horrendous. Here we are. Morning, Chiz.
Good morning.
Good night's sleep.
Wonderful night's sleep. We're sitting here in the middle of the Yorkshire Dales. Beautiful little place called the Street Head Inn. Nice little pub, middle of nowhere. Beers, great food, pie, obviously. And we've woken up to a hearty breakfast.
It was hearty, wasn't it?
And yesterday, without a shadow of a doubt, was the best biking day of the year. Absolutely fabulous.
It was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Lake District, beautiful rides by the side of the lake, really twisty, not too much traffic. We had everything yesterday, including the Hardknott Pass.
And
That was terrifying.
It was unbelievable, wasn't it?
I strongly urge anybody thinking of doing the Hardknott pass, do not do it. It's dangerous.
And why is it dangerous, Chiz?
Well, for those of you who don't know the Hardknott pass, have a look at it online. Essentially, it's a fully degraded road with horrendous canvas. Add to that very, very narrow roads and the tightest hairpins you can possibly imagine, and a gradient that sometimes goes to between 30 and 35% up and down. And unless you are a very experienced motorcyclist, I've been motorcycling now for 47 years, and that is worse than the rubble relief road that I rode once on a sports bike at the back of the Stelvio. That's how terrifying it was. There were genuine moments where you could genuinely see yourself, my God, if we drop the bike here, you ain't picking it up anytime soon. So,
Hey ho.
what was your view, Ben? It was pretty hairy, wasn't
Pretty hairy, pretty hairy. I'm glad we did it, but I won't do it again, that's for sure.
It's going to be a good day today. We've got 160 miles of twisties today, down to the Peak District, the rest of the York Moors. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's been a great trip.
Okay, folks. Leisurely start this morning. 10 o'clock start, as we haven't got far to go today. It is 19 degrees, it's now 10:15, and the sun is shining. Weather's lovely. Not sure what the forecast is today in terms of what temperature it's going to get to, but I don't think there's any rain about. I thought I'd just click the camera on and give you some more of the wonderful sights of Yorkshire. Beautiful. Very quiet on the roads.
Bluebell Pie.
Huh?
Bluebell Pie.
Oh, is that it?
That's where we stayed there.
Oh, right, cool.
Pub.
Recommended.
Fabulous.
Wow, okay.
So, you and Mo want a great stay. Stay there. Eat there.
Nice. Because you told me about the stay in that pub. I didn't know we were going to pass it. And he's on about, they put on the menu something called a bluebell pie. It's a different pie every day. For 3 days, you get a different pie. What a beautiful part of the country. Yeah, and he's right. Nice place to stay. Nice ride up. Nice ride back, given the weather, of course. Interesting road on this route here. Just gone over a load of humpbacks, which took me to take off at one point unexpectedly. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? We've just come out of Keighley. Certainly taking us down some interesting little back roads. Bridge, Sowerby Bridge. An interesting little road at the back of the town. Not normal, these roads, not normal. We found ourselves a tea stop. We just had a nice cup of coffee at the Outhouse
the top of some Nadgery Lane at... Where are we? Where are we? Sowerby Bridge, I think we've come out of. Nice Kawasaki Z900 over there, very nice. So we've taken a decision, with a little bit of rain in the air and these Nadgery roads through little towns, we're going to go Route 1 to Nottingham. I'm signing off now. Thanks for being with us. You have been in the company of the Rambling Man and Cheers. Unfortunately Dino couldn't be with us, and hope he is well soon. If you've liked what you've seen, please give us a thumbs up, please comment, any feedback is welcome, and also it'd be great if you could press that subscribe button. See you on the next one. Bye for now.